Welcome everybody. Welcome to this particular session. Welcome to our live market analysis, man. The live trading session. I believe you're excited, like I am. So, karibuni sana, karibuni sana. Let's do this. May you confirm that you can hear me? May you confirm that you can hear me? May you confirm that you can hear me? Right. Someone confirm that you can hear me. Please confirm that you can hear me. Confirm. Yo, can you hear me? Confirm. All right. So thanks, Viola. Thanks for confirming that you can hear me. So welcome to this live market analysis today. Come live trading. So karibuni sana. My name is Tim. So let's look for these opportunities here, man. So today, basically what we have had, I think we had the retail sales. We have already seen the data for the BOJ. They were able to maintain the rates. They were able to maintain the rates the same. And let's look at Japanese basket for this matter. So you can see the tone was a bit hawkish. We are seeing the Japanese basket pushing on the downside. So you can see how weak the Japanese basket is getting. And that's very enticing, especially now when you look at the JPYs, right? The USD JPY, when you look at Euro JPY, we are seeing some bullish sentiments. So this is the screen. So I was saying what we have, you can see the BOJ maintaining the rates at 0.75%, and with some hawkish sentiments. When you look at the Japanese basket, you can see it's very weak, right? You can see the Japanese basket is very weak, and with the weakness of that, therefore, it means that if you look at now the USD JPYs, they are all buying. You remember we had this setup here yesterday, right? We had a setup here yesterday. Okay, so you see yesterday what we discussed, right? I believe someone was able to take this because we said when the price was pushing up here, when the price, this was the setup that was activated on Wednesday. And I remember yesterday we had marked this level for our re-entry, and you can see exactly where the price comes into. You see this level that we had marked here for a re-entry. So I believe someone was able to take that, right? I believe someone was able to take advantage of that. And good morning, Mike. Everybody was able to take advantage of this. For those who trade the USD JPY, I remember also seeing, I think on Discord, someone saying they are taking USD JPY. I think I saw that on Discord. Let me check that real quick. I think someone mentioned, who was this? Was it on the technical? It was, I think, on the technical analysis. Perfecto. So I believe this person, Trico Trades, are you in this session right now? Tell us what's happened. You got the trade because I can see you are saying you're looking for buys on USD JPY, just like we had lighted here, and I can see the trade really doing quite well. All right. So I believe right now you should be swimming in money. Of course, your entry should bins here, right? You have your stop loss there, and targeting, yes, the price to push all the way this up, but of course taking some partials here. Remember, this was a re-entry. Initially we had a setup, we are looking at the price coming to this level, we are talked about taking partials here, but now what we can be able to see, of course, anytime the price takes these highs of the previous days, we have to see those kind of retracements. So these are the levels that you'd really focus on in terms of taking partials and now holding your setups to go, anticipating them to go to the next levels that we had discussed. Here. Okay, so looking at it that way, that is a USD JPY. So the price, those who got the entries yesterday, congratulations. If you didn't get the entry, then what happens, right? If you didn't get the entry, what happens? What happens, team? So basically, what I want to look at is now in the weaker Japanese basket. Of course, we know the price is gonna retrace. Okay, the price gonna retrace because after every push, after every news, we usually see the price retrace. So I'm looking at the price coming, maybe probably. Let me show you that on the 1 hour time frame. So if you look at this 1 hour time frame, what I want to see is the price first of all give me a BOS, and once it gives a BOS here, therefore we are going to look at some potential drop, maybe to some levels here, which will give us to some levels here. This is the last candle here, which is going to give us some re-entries. If you look at the 15 minutes chart, we have this, right? We have a BOS there, and the price can come back again to this level, and we have a re-entry because you are seeing series of higher highs and higher lows. So this could be a place to look at some potential re-entries for buys for USD JPY. So if you look at Euro JPY, we had really talked about these yesterday. This is where we had analyzed these pair, and we talked about let's first of all look at the daily. So you can put the pairs that you want me to look at, because I might not look at all of them, but first of all I want to look at the ones I usually look at in our live market analysis, of course the JPYs and gold per se. So I'm gonna look at that as well. So it is important for us to understand that. Okay, so it is important for us to be able to understand that. So this is what we are having, and we had talked about a potential retracement to this level, but what we are seeing is more bullish prices. Okay, what we are witnessing here is more bullish prices. So let's see how far the price is gonna push, right? Let's see how far the price is gonna push, and then now we will be able to project the way forward, because of course with this push we anticipate a retracement of prices. So we usually look at buying at when the price retraces. This is the levels where we are waiting for the price to come to, these liquidity zones here, right? This level here that I've drawn about 188.220. So on the 4 time frame, still looking bullish. So this is the level for retracement on the 4 time frame. Good morning, excellent Evans, I can see you there. Karibu sana, karibu sana. Welcome. So if the price, because this is where we got the BOS, if the price is able to retrace to these particular levels, therefore it will be a good point, giving us a good opportunity to be able to look at some potential buys around this particular level here, and that's where we were able to minimize that on the 1 hour time frame. So we have this level here. Okay, so but remember I had talked about if the price gives us you want to look at the highest point that the price has gone. So far so good. We can see we have this level here, which is also in discount, and we have this level which is in discount. So what do you do in such kind of a scenario? So you look at you show up in every scenario, by the way. So you can either probably wait to maybe you become patient and you wait for the price to come all the way down here, or maybe probably if you're trading around this level, you can take some conservative entries around this particular point. You can have some conservative entries around this level here. Okay, so conservative basically meaning I mean, not. I mean, when I mention conservative, I mean some few positions, less risky positions, such per se. Okay, so don't like use the entire lot size at this particular point. Just take some small positions here, and in case the price can dip to this order block, then you can still have some opportunities to take here. Because if, let's say, probably you risk 1% or you risk 2% on a daily basis, okay, so what it means is that here you can maybe probably risk 0.5, or you can risk 1%, and then you preserve the other one to taking opportunities around these particular level. Okay, so I'm still very bullish on this one, right? I'm still very bullish on that. So let's see whether we're gonna get that retracement, because of course we don't buy when the prices are high. We usually wait for the retracements for us to be able to portion ourselves, or for us to be able to panga ourselves accordingly. Okay, so that is very, very important. You don't buy when the prices are high. You wait for the prices to retrace, and then now you look at those potential opportunities. Okay, when you look at GBP, JPY, so good morning, everybody can see you. So just suggest the pairs that you want to look at. So this GBP, JPY, it has broken above this zone. Yesterday we were looking at the price coming to this level. You can see actually it's that level, because from week to week, so the price came to this level, and this was an entry opportunity, right? This was a very nice entry opportunity there. So for those who are patient, the price came to that. Of course, we were targeting this level. You can see these are setup of about 1:3.21, which is again a good setup. Okay, which is also a good setup. So I believe someone was able to take advantage of that. For those who trade the JPYs, myself, I analyze them, but I don't trade them, because my trading plan basically focuses more on gold. I only trade gold, nothing but gold. Okay, that's what I always put my emphasis, or put my focus on, only trading, only gold trading. Okay, so that's what we have there. That's what we have there. So it's very important. It's very significant for you to look at it. To look at them probably in that particular perspective, right? So for now, because you have broken above that level, what we'll be looking at is a potential retracement of prices. Whether you're going to see those potential retracement of prices to the zone, we are looking at probably this level here. Okay, because it has broken above this level, it has pushed up and taken out even these liquidities. Okay, it has taken out those liquidities. So let's see how far it can go. But here we are looking at retracements that are likely to give us some potential price moves. Okay, so that's what we are looking at. Okay, so then I can see someone is saying we look at Euro USD. So this is a Euro USD. Before we look at Euro USD, let's see what's happening with gold first. So for gold, you can see the price pushed all the way up. Evans, excellent. I saw your post and I replied very fast. You're talking about the engulfing in the 15 minutes time frame. Just a minute. Yeah, you were talking about the engulfing in the 1 hour time frame, this engulfing, and I told you don't dare sell at that particular point. Why? because the prices were bullish. I know what you are looking at. This engulfing here, we have a BOS, so I knew you are looking at some selling opportunities here, but it was very risky. And now you can attest to me that it was very risky. Why? Because prices at the moment are very, very, very bullish. So we saw that bull run on gold. Okay, so we had that bull run on gold. So what we are looking at the moment, if you look at the daily time frame, the price is very bullish. You can see that. If you look at the 4-hour time frame, the price again is very, very bullish. Okay, so allow me to delete. Should I delete everything? No, let me not delete everything. You can work with that. So when you look at the 4-hour time frame, this is a zone that the price is likely to come to. Right, the entire of this zone, this is a zone that the price is likely to come to. Okay, for opportunities here, these are zone that the price is likely to come to. All right, so we can agree on that. So then when you have it that way, then when you come to the 4-hour time frame, you're able to see this particular level. Or I mean, on the 1-hour time frame, we had this engulfing level here, which was also an order block. This level here, it was also an order block. And when you come now to, it was not respected, the price broke above. So when you come to the 30 minutes time frame, what will I be looking at? Okay, so on the 30 minutes time frame, you can see this is the engulfing, that we have talked about. The price has broken above that engulfing. So we want to, it's also an order block. So we want to see a scenario whereby maybe price can come to this place here, right? Price can come to this level here. But do you think gold might retrace to this level here, maybe probably today, or because you might wait for the price to come here and then we don't get any potential entries, right? So what do we do in that kind of a scenario? Therefore, if you look at it here, this is the high of the London, but I mean the high of the Asian session. This is the low of the Asian session. But even without looking at the highs and the lows, what I'm looking at is this pattern, right? You see this pattern. Price has been coming down here and then rejecting, coming down here, then rejecting. So what I'll be looking at, the kind of I'm looking at maybe probably these Asian highs being taken out. They're about around 68 thereabout, and then now a retracement to an order block, and then now we continue pushing higher because I'm anticipating the prices to hit about $5,000. That's a psychological level. The price right now is at 49.56. So this 5,000 level, it's very psychological. We are likely to see the price come to that uh, particular level. Okay, so we are likely to see that. Yes, Esther, press. Yeah, tell them, Esther, tell them to press the button. Tell them to press the like button. So if you are following, you are getting value. Please make sure you put the like. You put a like there. All right. Make sure you put a like. Make sure you put a like. So this is the kind of scenario I'll be looking at even when I come to these lower time frames. So I want the price to take out this liquidity, give me a BOS, then a retracement to an order block, and then I'll be looking for buying opportunities. Even on the 5 minutes time frame, it is the same scenario that I am really looking at. So I'm anticipating the price to come to this particular level, right? To come to this particular level. I mean, to give me a BOS there, and then now I'll be looking for an order block level that the price can retrace to, and then now I look at some buying opportunities. In case it breaks below this point, therefore, what we'll be doing is we'll be doing more of looking at some potential. We might have some potential retracement. Of course, we are in all-time highs. When you're trading all-time highs, it's good to approach the price cautiously because anytime gold might give a very deep retracement. Okay, anytime gold might give a very deep retracement, so it's always good to always put your stop loss at break even, and Yeah, and take partials. Okay, so it's good to trade cautiously, but I'm looking at a scenario, like I said, for me, I'm anticipating a scenario whereby the price reaches 5,000. If not today, then maybe probably next week. But that does not mean you just click buys and expecting the price to go there. Of course, you have to take those calculated risks. All right, so let's see what materializes there. Let's watch carefully and we see what happens, and then now we are able to align ourselves. So when you look at euro USD, someone said we look at euro USD. So this is a euro USD on the daily time frame. We have been bullish, of course, because of the news of by Donald Trump. What we had, the news by Donald Trump. So initially, the price had broken below this level, and we got some pips here. I remember last time we got some pips here on Friday when Trump spoke. We had a sell setup here that gave us a couple of number of pips. So now the price has come and broken above this level, and we are seeing price push up. So when you come on the 1 hour time frame, I mean on the 4 hour time frame, so the price was able to retrace, and this was a good entry, by the way, for a buy. Okay, this was a good entry for a buy. Ask me why. Here we had a break of structure, right? Call it a BOS, call it a break of structure, how you want to call it, or a BMS, break of market structure. You can call it that way. So we had it there, right? We had it there. And because we had it there, therefore, what it means or what it meant is that this is an order block. Okay. See, the strategy I use is very simple and straightforward. And one of the mantra, like I said this year, one of our mantras is to keep it simple and stupid kiss. All right. So the price came and broke above that. You see, the breakout here is very swift. So this now becomes what? The breaker. It becomes the breaker, and you look at some potential buying opportunities from this particular level, right? You look at some potential buying opportunities from this level. So you could have gotten some pips here, of course, anticipating the price to come to these liquidities. They're about 71 pips. I'm a swing trader. 71 pips is too small for me. What I can tell you, there is nothing small. Even if you do 5 pips consistently on a daily basis, that is something enough to change your story. Okay, so this was a good entry for buys. If you look at it here, also this was a good entry for sells. The price came to this order block, right? So you could have sold even from this level. You could have sold even from this level, and you see, maybe probably even targeting this zone here. So that's also about 55 pips also. So the reason why I like ICT, it's called inner circle trader, that you can trade sales, you can trade buys, as long as you're able to identify your key points of interest. Okay, so that's what that's what I'm anticipating to see around these. So that's the movements of the prices here. So right now we see the price has pushed up, but remember it has not taken out these liquidities here. Okay, so here we don't have higher highs. We are seeing some rejection of prices here on the downside. Let's narrow down on the 1 hour time frame. So when you look at the 1 hour time frame, you can see what the price did, right? You can see what the price did, or what's happening around that particular level. You can be able to see what's happening around that particular level. The price has opened up, and we are seeing a push of the price on the downside. But now when you look here, we have a BOS there, and therefore if we have a BOS there, I will use this zone here as my level of interest. Okay, so I'll use this zone here as my OB. So I know if the price retraces to some levels here, therefore we might be able to see some opportunities. It might be able to give us some opportunities here, okay, at around these particular points. Because all this is in balance, the price is likely to feel that in balance. This is a breaker block because we have a BOS here, so we have a breaker block here. So price can respect this or not respect it. Why? Because, or for me, yes, it can respect it or not respect it. But the reason is why should I not take a trade here is because this level is so much in premium, and you cannot look at buying opportunities in premium. Okay, you cannot look at buying opportunities in premium. All right. So it is very important for you to understand that. So I would rather wait for the price to come all the way down to this level. Okay. So that's what I'll be anticipating for me. The price maybe to come to this level, and then look at some potential buys. But again, we'll be guided accordingly with the dollar. I think today we have some news, the flash PMIs and such kind for the USD at 545. So maybe by the time the price, we'll see whether by the time the price is coming to this level, whether we'll still be riding the same sentiments or the sentiments will have changed. Okay, so that now we can be able to align ourselves accordingly. But remember, my setups, they are basically more of day trading, scalping, not swing trading. But the moment we see the price break below this level, then it will have created an M pattern, meaning because we have the first top here, the second top here, so meaning that we are likely to see the price, once it breaks below this level, we are likely to see the price even dip to some levels around this particular point. Okay, so that's really what I'll be looking at. That's where my focus will be for looking at potential opportunities for these particular assets. Okay, for euro USD, right? So now we have that. That's enough for that. So which other pair? Silver, please. Let's look at silver. So this is a silver. So silver still pushing up, very crazy, very crazy. Still pushing up very aggressively. So it's still pushing up very aggressively. So it's still pushing up very aggressively, as you can see. So let's begin this on daily. So if you look at the daily, okay, so if you look at the daily, after this retracement, we had talked about the price coming to this OB, but of course, I know this level is quite huge one. Of course, you cannot take trades maybe from this level, but now we saw the price now pushing up. We are seeing the price pushing up. It has created an all-time of 99, so it's at 99.37. So what I can like 99. 90% assure you is that it's gonna reach the 100 level, because that's a very key psychological level. Okay, that's a very key psychological level. So when you look at the 4-hour time frame now, let me delete these BOSs. I was trying to mark them for Margaret here. So when you look at it like that, if you want to mark the BOS, of course, the BOS that we have here, let me show you. It's this one. Okay, so this is the BOS on this time frame. Okay, on the 1 hour time frame, there we have a BOS. The price came and took that liquidities after this push down here. So what that tells me is that now this is my order block, because once you see the BOS, then the next thing is to mark your order block. So this is my order block. Okay, so this is my order block. So with this order block, therefore, I'll be looking at a scenario by maybe probably the price comes to this OB, and then now giving us some push on the upper direction. Okay, giving us some pushes on the upper direction. So that is the kind of a situation or the kind of a scenario that I'll really be looking at for this. So now you narrow down to the 1 hour time frame. Okay, you narrow it down to the 1 hour time frame, and on the 1 hour time frame, now this is the kind of a scenario that we have. Okay, so you see on the 1 hour time frame, we have this, we have that. Okay, so we have that. The first nini we had was here. The price retraced to this OB, even though it was a very big level to consider. The price retraced here. It was a very big level to consider, though, like I'm saying. So if you look at it also, at some point here, you have this level there. Okay, so you have that level there. So it's also a BOS as it is. It's also a BOS as it is. So now we want to go to the lower time frames like the 15 minutes time frame and now refine everything. Okay. So that tells you that this level now we can have it something like that. Okay, we can minimize maybe to this particular point, right? So we are basically trying to mitigate. We are basically looking at ways to be able to mitigate these particular risk, right? So now, once you have that kind of a scenario, what you would want to do next is be in a position now to be able to mark all these key levels, right? Because these are key level as well. These are key level here as well, that the price is likely to come and react. So you find that we'll have some levels, okay? So the price opening up today, pushing up. So around this point, we also have some buying opportunities here, okay? So if you look at now the high and the low, okay? So now you come here and you look at this push up here, the high of this, the low of that, and the high of this. So sorry about that. Let me mark it well. Up to where the price has reached, this level is in premium. It's in discount, and part of it is in premium. So I'll want the price to come to the mean threshold of this level, maybe for me to start looking at some buying opportunities, right? For me to start looking at some buying opportunity, the price has to come to the mean threshold of this particular OB, because here we have an OB, and this is the level that I'll be looking at to buy or some to have some opportunities there. Okay, that is the level that I'll be looking at for buying opportunities for silver, right? So that's what I'll be looking at, these levels here for silver. Okay, I believe we all together up to that point, because I'm anticipating at least the price to give us to the 100 level. These are very psychological level, 100. Okay, you can mark that. It's a very psychological level. But now we can't just buy because we are looking at 100, right? So we have to wait for a key level that the price can come for us to be able to take some buying opportunities. Here, as you can see, the price is consolidating. Okay, so this is consolidation. So it might break out and you actually even go to 100 levels, but no problem. You don't just want to take premature trades. You want to take trades that are a setup. I think in today's video that I set is that I shared in my YouTube channel today, I was talking about what a good setup looks like. And the fact that it's a good setup, it doesn't guarantee profits. It can also be a good setup, but it's a losing trade, okay? Because it's not about the outcome, it's about execution, how you execute your trade. Was it the right time? Was it the right model that you trade? Was it maybe probably has it met all the criteria in your trading plan, in short? And then if you execute it, then that is a good trade. Okay, so it's not about the outcome, but it's all about execution when it comes to trading. Okay, so Timo, in the case of Euro JPY, taking a conservative entry at the top level in anticipation for the next level, will it be wiser to have an SL that supports the second entry level? That will be quite big. I would say that will be really quite big if you look at it that way. Let's get back to Euro JPY. So you're talking about this level and this level. So if you take a trade here and put stop loss here, it's quite big. You just take a trade and put your stop loss here. Actually, this should be the level right here, and this, if you refine it on the 15 minutes time frame, so your stop loss should be somewhere below here. Your stop loss should be somewhere below there. Okay, so if that is not respected, therefore wait for the price to come here, you take a buy here, and for this one your stop loss should be somewhere below the order block. Get my point? So that's how we look at the trading opportunities, or that's how you're able to like mitigate your risk in this case scenario. Okay, that's how you're able to mitigate your risks. All right, so gold is still not golding. Still, I haven't seen any probable opportunities yet. It has not really given us like an entry points that we can be able to take the trades. So, but let's monitor and see whether it's going to give us some entries. Of course, like you have said, we might anticipate that a breakout and then now a retest of the same, because these the Asian highs. So once it takes out the Asian highs, and then now we see this kind of a move. Let me show you. We might actually be able to see some bit of consolidation, maybe in the London session. Why? Because you saw even last time when gold had all these pushes on the upper direction, it was very bullish. So we had some consolidation somewhere, even though those consolidation were very tradable consolidation. This is another good scenario, right? When we had that abrupt push, we see the price consolidating. So, but again, let's see, because the kind of pattern we are seeing here is a bullish flag, right? This is a bullish flag that is likely to make the prices of gold push on the up direction. Okay, push on the upper direction. So we have to wait for that breakout to happen, so that now we can be able to align ourselves accordingly. Okay, so that now we can be able to align ourselves accordingly. Okay, so I'm still monitoring it. I will alert, also keep looking at it, and then we see what happens. US 30, Mr. Hilary Wenani Wesonga. I now know your three names. You cannot escape from me, man. US 30, US 30, the Dow Jones. So no, I don't do the indices, but let's look at it anyway. So this is US 30, right? So very nice entries around these levels, right? Very nice entries there for someone who was bullish. Of course, looking at these liquidities to be taken out so that it can continue giving us higher highs and higher lows. Okay, so very bullish there. Very bullish. See, when you look at it here as well, we had seen those signs of the price, like it wanna do what, right? So we see this. Okay, so where the price is at the moment is around this particular level. Remember, this is the 4 time frame. That's where we have the 4-hour OB. Okay, so and you can see the kind of candlesticks patterns, or the kind of patterns that are forming around this particular level, right? You can see the kind of patterns that are forming around that level. So, or they're insinuating, or they're giving us cues that the price is likely, maybe probably to break above this level. Of course, you're likely to anticipate an all-time high. But again, in case the price retraces, what I'll be looking at is, now I'll be adjusting my levels to somewhere here. So this will be a very key level to look at some buying opportunities. That is in case the price comes to this particular level. Where we have here, apart from being an order block, also you can see it's a key level of resistance as well, right? So if you look at it that way, it's a key level of resistance that we would really want to monitor and see how the price is likely to react from that particular point. So a break above would signify for us to look at a retest of the same, or a retracement of prices, so that we can be able to get discounted entries, right? So that we can be able to get discounted entries. Okay, so that's the key levels that we will be looking at. Okay, so come here, we look for buys, break above, we wait for a retest, and then buys. It's the same thing you can do even on the 1 hour time frame, right? You can see some consolidation here. So this is the level on the 1 hour time frame. If price comes to this level, we can look at some buying opportunities. If it breaks above, then we look for a retest, and then we are able to load some buying opportunities. Okay, all right, so that's US 30. Okay, that's US 30, because I'm anticipating the price to create some new all-time highs. Okay, so very bullish. But before that, we might see some retracement of prices. Okay, like this level. See, the key thing is to be able to, you see, like this level, and the price came here. It had come to test this order block, because here we have that BOS. See, then it came and tested this order block, and then we had a drop. Fill this gap here as it pushes up, and we see the price continue pushing up. Okay, after filling the gap, it's continue pushing up, so it's giving us some signs of a more bullish momentum, right? So that's how you can position yourself. Push on this side here, a push to this level, we might see some buying opportunities, a break above, then a retest, then we'll be looking at some potential also buying opportunities. Okay, so they are very, very bullish at the moment for the indices, especially US 30. So then we have what these are the one that you have said we do. What is it? Oh, the USDCHF, USD, USD. Okay, where am I typing? So USDCHF, I actually think I have it here as well. This should be USDCHF, yes. So this is a USDCHF, right? This is a USDCHF. And you remember on Friday, this was on Friday when we were analyzing the market, we were looking at some potential sales to this level. Okay. So, and the price came all the way. Remember, you had some potential sales here. The price came all the way to this level. And we had this level as well, whereby we were eyeballing some buys. Okay. But the price just gave a slight push up, and then now we saw the break of the same. What happens when an order block, right? What happens when an order block is violated? Okay, so because here actually the order block is at that particular point, this is the last sell candle, so the price retraced to some levels there. Of course, it was a structure as well, because if you look at this, the price has already given that. So we had that push up coming to this last buy candle, the order block. But even not ignoring, even not, maybe you are not aware of that, you are so much glued on the buys here. Of course, if the buys didn't work, now you see the price breaking below the order block, and then now coming to retest the order block. So this is a bearish breaker block, and this is how you could have really gotten your sales around this particular point. Okay, so that's the reason why, one of the reasons why I love ICT. When order blocks are violated, it doesn't mean that you delete the order blocks. You just wait patiently for the retest of the order block, because now they'll be acting as the breaker blocks. Okay, you wait patiently for that to happen, and then now you're able to take your trades. Okay, you're able to take a sell trade there very comfortably. Okay, price coming to this breaker block, right? So almost also to the order block. So we have some like two more confluences here. So my thinking, or my key, not even my thinking, but what I'm anticipating is these liquidities to be taken. All right, these liquidities to be taken out, so that the price can give me like more of a BOS. So if you look at the 4-hour time frame, why we are waiting for that to be done, to have these BOS here. Okay, the reason why I'm looking at that is for this particular level, because the price, it might be like it's giving us a double bottom here, this bottom and this bottom. So if it's the double bottom, the reason why we are waiting for the BOS for us to sell is that in case that should be the double bottom, right? So the price, we want to see the price do what? Push all the way to this level. Okay, we want to see the price break above the neckline, then come to retest the order block, and then now we look at some buying opportunities to be able to cover this W pattern like that. Okay, see what I'm talking about? The reason why you need to be patient here. Even when the price comes here, we don't need to like rush into selling. This level has already been tested, so you don't want to trade a tested level for the second time, right? That's the rules of ICT. So it's either does that so that we can align ourselves in buys, or it either breaks below this point, giving us a BOS, right? You want it to break below that point, giving us a BOS, and then now we look at a retracement to an order block, maybe there, and then now we look at some potential sells, continuation of the sells, right? Continuation of the cells. And here we can be aligning, maybe probably looking at these liquidity levels being taken out, because those are obvious liquidity levels, right? So that's how I would position myself. That's how I would position myself for USDCHF. Come on the 1 hour time frame, still the same thing, the same reasoning. Okay, because we don't have a BOS yet here. This is just some liquidity, run on liquidities, right? So the price has to take out these obvious liquidities here and then create a BOS, then a retracement to an order block, and then now we are able to look at some selling opportunities. Alternatively, it can push above. Once it breaks above this level, then we see a retest, and then now we can look at some buying opportunities. Okay, you can look at some buying opportunities. Right, so let's go back to gold and see what's happening. You can see the price is really pushing, coming back to this lower trend line. Okay, price coming back to that lower trend line. So still no opportunities. Let's just watch it and see what is going to transpire. Okay, we just watch it and see what is going to transpire. So as you can see, there are no opportunities yet that we might consider like taking the trade. So until we see an opportunity, that's when we are able to take advantage of the same, right? So what other pair that you do you want? Let's look at GU. I know there are those who trade the GU. So let's look at GU. GU. So this is GU. Oh, what have I done? So when we are looking at a GU, the last time we were looking at a GU, we were anticipating this kind of a setup here with GU. Okay, we were anticipating this kind of a setup here with GU, but this setup was actually invalidated by Trump's speech, right? The talk by the Trump, it came and disrupted the prices. So no worries, those kind of things happens. But again, what you have to ask yourself is, because we said when we are trading, it's not just about the outcome, but it's about the process, it's about execution. So did you execute the trade well? Was it the right time to execute? Was it the right place to execute? Right? So because it was right, then these are some of the good trades that end up being losing trades. So nevertheless, right, so let's look at these now from this time frame here. This is the daily time frame. Okay, so when you look at the daily time frame, yesterday was very bullish, right? Yesterday was very bullish, creating a bullish engulfing here on the daily time frame. So these are bullish engulfing, right? That was a bullish engulfing there. Go to the 4 hour time frame. So what we are looking at is for bullishness, we want to see the price take out this liquidity. Okay, and as it takes out the liquidity is there, maybe probably it might jump all the way to this daily level here. We have a daily OB there. Okay, so it's a key level to watch as well, right? So then we go to the 4 hour time frame. So on the 4 hour time frame, we have already seen the price do what? Start creating higher highs and higher lows. So you can see that. So also we have a BOS here. So I'll be looking for retracement. In case the price is able to retrace to this level, then we can look for some buying opportunities around this particular point, which you can be able to refine it on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so still on the same levels here, even on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, something like that. Something like that. Okay, basically targeting these liquidity zones here that we have here. Okay, so that's how I'll position myself for this, some potential buys here, because you can see there is a potential, we might see the price retrace, because what the price is reacting to at the moment, the price is reacting to this level. Yeah, we have an order block there, which is an engulfing as well. So the price is reacting to that level. So in case this level is powerful enough to push the prices here, then this is where we are going to look at some potential buying opportunities, right? That's where we are going to look at some potential buying opportunities. In case the price breaks above this level, therefore I wanted to create a BOS here, and with that BOS I can use it, basically this order block, this potential order block, maybe to look at some potential buying and push the price all the way to these liquidity levels. Okay, so that's how I'll position myself for euro, I mean for GBP, for GBP USD. Okay, those are the technical levels that I'll look for GBP USD. Right. So, kindly check GBP JPY. Kindly check GBP JPY. I had checked GBP JPY. Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow. I think, wow, what's happening? What's happening? I think something might have happened, because I'm also seeing gold really having that bearish sentiment. The press happened around 9:30. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, what did we have? Oh, 11, the retail sales. The retail sales came out at 10. I don't know why this is a big spike. Now, you see, this is why you usually see JPYs are a bit, you see, that's a bit, a week of one candle of about 216 pips. Man, right? You see that? A very huge candle here. Something might have happened. Okay, something might have happened. So anyway, now with this kind of a structure that we are having here, of course, it's good to wait for the market to cool down. Okay, if it could have come to this level, I could have looked at some buying opportunities. But remember, this level was already activated. The buys were here, so I don't trade a level twice. And the TP was hit. This was yesterday. Okay, so we can do away with that so that we don't confuse ourselves. The price still comes to that level, and then we see the price pushing up. So what I would really do in this case scenario, let's see whether the price is able to close above this level. So if price is able to close above this level, then we can have some buys here, because this is the breaker, right? This is I mean the order block, so it should be acting as a breaker block. So if irrespective of this long week, in case the price is going to break to close above this zone, therefore I'll be looking at some buying opportunities. We can look at some buying opportunities around this level. Okay, depending on how the price is going to behave on that particular data. So it's not the press conference, Esther, because you can see the press conference was at 9:30. The press conference was at 9:30 even before we did the session. This was when it was the press conference. So it's not about the press conference. It's not about the 10 a.m. News, because we began at 10 a.m. So there has to be something that has happened. Let me check the Bloomberg. Maybe probably we might be having Trump speak or something. I cannot see anything on Bloomberg, but we'll get to know what has really caused those moves. Because you can see someone is saying it's not the retail sales. All right, it's not the retail sales. So I think all the JPYs, you can see also UJ, you can see the same. There has to be something. There has to be something. Okay, there has to be something. So there has to be something. So you can see even these one. These are the instances when you need to position yourself accordingly, right? Because such kind of things happens in the financial market. So you have to be ready for such kind of radical moves of price. The reason why every trade is a good opportunity for you to leverage well. Okay, so even for this one, I'll be looking at the price at these levels. All right, I'll be looking at the price at these particular levels. So let's see, this was our key level that we were looking at here. So I'll look at price, how the price will react, whether it's going to push up above this level, and then at the test of this level, we can still look at some opportunities. Okay, we can still look at some opportunities. So let's see how the price it's going to do around that particular point. Okay, so like I said, these are the instances when you have no control. So the reason why, again, taking partials, if maybe probably it was a trade that you're in profit, taking partials and break evening, it's very important because of these kind of scenarios, because these are instances that are not really that you cannot really explain, or that you cannot really anticipate, because it's not something that is in the Forex Factory calendar. Okay, so those are the instances that really pushes you on the upper side to really focus more of being a discipline. Even UJ, right? This is a USD JPY. This is Euro JPY as well. You can see. So for Euro JPY, it had come to a very key level, I believe. So you have to align yourself. So you can see this one was in a very key level. So if someone was looking at this, like we had discussed here, this was a key point to look at some buying opportunities here, but the price has already left. You can see from that point all the way to that point, you're talking about like some 80 pips or so. Okay, because of course it has to retrace, because of that is a very huge imbalance. It has to balance itself at least 50%. Okay, it has to balance itself at least 50%. Okay, it has to balance itself at least a 50%, right? Yeah, it's all JPYs. It's all JPYs. So I'll find out what has really the news. I can see Japan intervention. Okay, all right. So no problem. You can see even these Japanese baskets, right? You can see the Japanese basket. It has pushed all the way up here to retest this. So we anticipate the price to go down. That should not worry you. Okay, so the key thing is to be able to position ourselves accordingly, right? So these are some good buying opportunities, like we said, but now the price has already pushed. So let's see. So here for GJ, I'll be looking if the price is able to cross above, let me see. For GJ, if the price closes above this level, I will look at some potential buying. For EJ, this was a potential buying level. So we have that. So let's see what happens around this level. For UJ, you have said, yeah. Let's see. We have about 2 minutes. Let's see. For EJ, that one has just left. Maybe I can get some. Let's see. Sticking with this, looking at the price coming to that level, that is a risk to reward ratio of 1:3. Right, that's a risk to reward ratio of 1:3. 61, about 61 pips. But let's wait for the candle to close, man. Right, we have to wait for the candle to close, because I'm looking at the price covering this imbalance at least to this bearish breaker block. I mean bearish order block, which is now actually an order block because we have seen the BOS happening here. Okay, so price might pull to this level, and then we see that happen, right? So let's monitor and see. Let's monitor and see. Let's monitor and see. Okay, let's monitor and see. Okay, so now that gold has moved below the flag, should we wait for a drop to the OB? Has gold gone below the flag? It has not. Gold has not gone below the flag. These, you are still within the flag, right? We might see the price push up, but again, we don't trade the flags. The flags basically gives us a clue of where the price is likely to go to, okay, of where the price is likely to go to, okay. So we just monitor that, but in case it breaks below that, therefore I'll be looking at the price is coming to some levels here, because all these is some form of imbalance, so it can come to this breaker block, okay. But let's see what happens. So this can be a freaky Friday, guys. If you're in blues for the week, take the bags and keep cool. True, 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 true. So if you're blues for the week, it can be a crazy one. It can be a crazy one, right? It can be a crazy one. Trump can even speak anytime. So it can be a crazy one anyway. So it's good to approach it cautiously, right? It's good to approach that cautiously. Okay, it's good to approach that cautiously. It's good. It's good to do that. So this one has failed to close above this level. So let's see. Let's see. See the price pushing down again very vigorously here. So let's just wait for that. Let's just be patient and wait for the price to cool down, because especially for the JPYs, now that we have had whatever news that have happened for the JPY, so let's chill and see what it's likely to happen. Alternatively, if you feel that you can risk some buys, if you feel that you can risk some buys here, let me show you the best way to enter. If you feel that you can risk some buys here, the best option will be this level. Let's streamline this level here. Let me delete this setup because my chart are looking very, very dirty anyway. So let me delete that and make it more clearer. So this is the 1 hour chart. So also let's delete that and have something like this. Okay, so this should be a risky, low risk buy. Low risk buy. If the price comes to this level, I know we have a week here, yes, but nevertheless, okay. So we have a week there, but nevertheless, so you can look at some maybe potential buys around that particular point. That is if you feel you want to take a trade, but if not, it's good to be patient. You wait for the news to cool down. Okay, it's good to be patient. You wait for the news to cool down. The reason why I'm saying that is because you have seen that run on liquidity all the way to this level. You have seen that. So this should be a point to look at in terms of engaging prices. Okay, if it comes here, you can look for some entries around this level. Right, so I need to jump to another meeting. I think I'll schedule the New York session. We just see how the price will have performed. So for gold, still no entry for me. You can see what the price is still doing here. So there is no entry yet for me. The price is trying to break below this, but it has not been able to. So I'll just be watching patiently and remember time and price. So don't execute if it's not within the kill zone. So let's see what will be able to transpire. Okay. So with that, I think we meet in the afternoon during the New York session at 4 to 5 p.m. so that I can be able to jump into some other meetings that are scheduled here. So in case of anything, we'll alert maybe probably in the Discord or such kind of thing. So that is a sweep on liquidity, right? On USD JPY. Someone is asking USD JPY, is that a sweep on liquidity? Yes, it is. And the reason why I'm saying, because these liquidities have been swept, it means that the price can likely also push on the upper direction. And why I'm saying around these levels, right around these levels can give us some good buying opportunity, okay, because this is an order block, right? This was an order block, high probability order block that has not been tested. So the reason why I was saying, because the price has broken below and also above, so it can come here again and then we see some more pushes on the upper direction. Of course, the bigger picture, we are looking at it coming all the way to this level. Oh yeah, we had looked at this level. The reason I had marked this level is because of the bearish, yeah, because of the bearish breaker, the bearish engulfing. Okay, so a sweep on liquidities usually see the price reverse and continue going the other direction. So the reason I am looking at this entry here, but seems the price is still pushing up vigorously. But in case it comes here, it can be a good opportunity. But if it comes and taps all these engulfings, then these will not really be high probability per se. Okay, so because it will have pushed up beyond the measure. So thank you guys. See you in the afternoon at 4 p.m. We see what has happened. All right, we see what will have transpired. So thank you, and have yourself some wonderful time.